Good evening and welcome to the West Coast Sim Racing Multi-Class Series at Barber Motorsports Park. Tonight is the third to last race of the season and the championship picture has been shaken up. Neither points leader Josh Hunter or second place Daniel Higgins made the grid here tonight. This means the opportunity and the door is wide open going into, once again, the third to last race. Welcome in here, Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam. Thank each and every single one of you that have joined in live tonight as we are cresting our way 50, count them, 50 subscribers till 1,000. Tell your neighbor, tell your grandma, tell your kitty cat as well, meow, because we're gonna have a pretty good merch giveaway there at that 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you to each and every single one of you joining in here tonight. It's Mazda MX-5s versus Toyota GR86s in this tight technical circuit, which always delivers strategy, traffic challenges, and close quarter combat. These qualifying and practice times are pretty similar here between the two classes. We'll take a look at this qualifying grid. Believe that it's going. Oh, let me just double check it's refreshed. All right, there we go. It's going to be Benjamin Forehand out there at the very last moment in qualifying to slap it out on the pole with a 137.279. Look at league owner Warren Johnson slap it out there right upside out of Benjamin Forehand. He puts down a lap .020 seconds slower than Benjamin Forehand. Amethyst Reese, Daniel Higgins. Oh, excuse me, Daniel Higgins. He did make it out here last moment in practice. Daniel, he's going to try to fight for his right to party, sitting in fourth in the point standings. Ali Xay, Stone Colby, Andrew Bound, Jake Steckler making up the top 8. Obviously, with this multi-class grid, this is split style grid here, so it's where these drivers qualified and put their MX-5s and GR86s down. Joe Rainey, Brandon Burch, Daniel Parmalee, Adrian Gutierrez, and Lewis Holloway will round out our field tonight. Thank you once again to each and every single one of you joining live on Stam Studio Network. We're going to get these drivers scrunched and bunched up here together, as well as get ready for this multi-class race start. That iRacing safety pace car going to dive into the safety of pit lane. I don't blame him because Barney's got the green flag in his hand. Get up, stand up, get up for your life, and don't give up the fight because we are green flag racing here in Sweet Home, Alabama. Oh boy, all right, so we're going to see some side-by-side. We're going to see some argy-bargy heading down in there into turn 1. Here comes Ali Xay down the inside. He's going to have it clear between that Samuel Jackson Mazda MX-5 of Andrew Bound up out there in the second running position for class. Warren Johnson to the race lead as he's going to have Benjamin Forehand, Daniel Higgins, and Ali Xay all start to knock on his rear bumper. Not even the rear bumper. Here comes Benjamin Forehand around that outside line. He's going to have the slower line around. Warren Johnson, he's going to have the defense over in the opening lap 1. Don't look now, but Daniel Higgins and Amethyst Reese all starting to join this battle as well. Toyota GR86 is leading the field out here out up front. It didn't take long. Warren Johnson said, "Thank you so much for the race lead." Tries to set up the crossover happen there over Benjamin Forehand. Not able to make it happen. Daniel Higgins, here he comes as well. We're going to hop on board. This is a little bit of a short shoot of a straightaway heading into an uphill left-hander. Going to have the speed and the momentum if you're able to carry it. Switching back to the right. Little chicane action happening here from Barber Motorsports Park. We see a Terry Stan Moonlight Dancer as well as Logan. Thank you all for joining in. Let me know if the audio levels are audio in it here tonight as Amethyst Reese starts to four-wheel it out there and try to get that final driver interview spot. Stone Colby's going to look on the outside. This is Mazda MX-5 Cup versus GR86 Cup. Doesn't look like Stone had the run down the outside. Has to regroup and rearm. Also Stone Colby with a little aerodynamic damage on the front nose of his machine. Once things start to dial down here, we'll take a look at this race replay and see what happens. I know we got we got some Brandon Birch fans out there in YouTube land. Brandon Birch also with some contact there on the front of his nose. We only have about 14 minutes until the competition. Caution, as here we go, a big incident. Joe Rainey involved. Stone Colby goes around as well. Oh no, that happened a little bit too quick here. We're gonna have to bring out the old instant replay. Stone Colby goes for the Formula Drift as he tries just to carry a bit too much speed there in the right-hander that is off camber. It's going downhill. It invites you to carry a little bit too much speed, especially as these tires really aren't up to operating temps just yet. Oh, and then swerves it right back down in the round in front of Joe Rainey. Let's take another look here at race pace, and then we'll hop on board with Joe Rainey this next replay. Oh, Andrew Bound. That's big because Andrew Bound sits third in the points, so that's going to end up taking him out here for at least a few moments' time. And here's on board with Joe Rainey. Oh, Rainey Holmes Racing Machine is clunked, dunked, and funked out of this race, at least so far. Looks like let's see if he's still in the pits. Oh yeah. Oh no. Okay, at least it's sim racing and not real life racing. He's going to live to fight another day once that thing is repaired here after a few moments' time. Oh no, Warren Johnson with the save of a century here tonight. What a save for the league owner. I don't know if you guys got that there at the bottom of your screen, but that could have been race ending there for Warren Johnson. That Verus number 24 Engineering GT Radial continues to fight it out here tonight, sitting P2. Brandon Birch works his way up to the race lead in the Mazda MX-5 class after surpassing Daniel Higgins for the race lead. Here's a look at that race replay. Oh, I think this is when, I did not catch that one earlier on in the race. Mr. Higgins has gone around. I don't know if it was help off the front bumper of Miss Amethyst Reese or not. We'll have to take another look at it here. All right, it's going to be side by side between Daniel Higgins. There's that Nyan Cat number 37 GR86. This is up and through the chicane. It invites him side by side, and unfortunately for Daniel Higgins, he's just going to get tagged around and bagged from the number 37. Although he didn't back it up, and the tire bearer, he's going to live to fight another day, and we'll take a look at the real live race replay of it this time. Ooh, okay. I'm going to take that one back, ladies and gentlemen, here, because that, honestly, if we bring out even the forklift here tonight, that was a big old netcode happening here. If you squint your eyes and zoom in here, you're going to see there really wasn't any contact between Amethyst Reese and Daniel Higgins. That's all air. That is all just iRacing trying to do its best they can at simulating the closest contact that they can, but with these drivers from all over pretty much the world here tonight, even though that's Amethyst Reese and Daniel Higgins both out of the U.S., sometimes iRacing tries a little too hard on their side of things, and there will be something called netcode where there actually isn't any contact. Well, there's contact made. Anyways, we're going to get back out here into the battle for 4th and 5th overall. This is Amethyst Reese trying to work her way back up and around Daniel Parmalee here in the overall 4th and 5th running position. Mazda MX-5 versus GR86. You might be asking, what's the main differences between the Mazda? Oh, as Daniel Parmalee gets loose as a goose there out of the turn. Well, I think it's the big old rear wing. It's the downforce levels between these two cars. Other than that, pretty similar driving conditions. Here we go. We're going to see another kind of quick chicane action here, left, right, and then another right down, back and through the hill. That Scott Adams development driver of Daniel Parmalee continues to try and hold off Amethyst Reese for 4th overall, trying to reel in that battle for the race lead in Mazda MX-5 class. Also starting to hang on to this sort of back, sort of 6th running position. That would be not only. Okay, I had to make sure it was right. 4th in overall class. Okay, it says on the bottom of my screen. That makes it a whole lot easier. Here as Ali Ikse, he continues to have a really nice run here tonight. Driver number 79. There's a little bit of arsey-barsey there on the lead opening lap. But so far, all these drivers continue to show its back out on the track, even for a driver like Stone Colby and Joe Rainey, who also had an incident lap 1 of the race, you could call it. They have made it out on the track, and they know that, they have this competition caution about to here in about 7 moments time. 7 minutes time, excuse me. Amethyst Reese gonna try the inside line once again there. Ooh, she's deep into the braking zone, but so is Daniel Parmalee. Daniel Parmalee's gonna be able to hold off that hard-charging Nyan Cat machine. Doing that with that Amethyst Reese move down the inside. I thought that was going to result in a move down the outside of Ali Aksay. As it, Barber Motorsports Park, it's as technical of a track as it is momentum-based here, and that's, I think, why we're starting to see some of these tight technical battles here. I'll bring up the track map here. Benjamin Forant continued to lead out up front. Warren Johnson still running P2 after the save of a century on lap about 3 of the race. Brandon Birch, Daniel Parmalee, Amethyst Reese, Ali Aksay running first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Daniel Higgins is still looking to regroup and rearm after that spin earlier on in the race. I believe that was out of the front right quarter panel of the Amethyst Reese machine. He's still right up here in it, only 2.7 seconds back from Ali Aksay and 18 seconds in front of the Mazda MX-5 third running place car, which is Lewis Holloway. That ooh, we got a little Lightning McQueen action here tonight. Driver number 93. Not only Lightning McQueen running in the third row. Uh-oh. 3 wide here for Toyota GR86. I was seeing some argy-bargy there in the timing and scorings. We're going to catch the back half of this battle here. Ali Aksay continues to run in that fourth running position. Amethyst Reese, what a move there. That could have gone dangerously all wrong. Here's a quick replay of it here. The old SSN drone camera shot down at the front straightaway here. 3 wide heading into turn 1. There is some trading paint between the GR86 and the Mazda MX-5 of Daniel Parmalee and Miss Amethyst Reese there. Daniel Parmalee gonna get shoved into, I believe that's the tire marbles up there on the outside of the racetrack. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason that this is called iRacing Simulation Motorsports and not iRacing Video Game Motorsports. Every single thing here is pretty much represented out here out on track. Not only track conditions, but as well as, I mean, track temperatures, tire temperatures, brake temperatures. It'd take me the whole stream to name each and every single one of them. As we continue to look at this battle for fourth in class. Well, Amethyst Reese trying to get that final driver interview spot away from Ali Aksay. Down and up through the hill they go once again as Adrian Gutierrez has gone around. Driver Impulse Effect, they're known on all social medias. Make sure you hit up his YouTube and Twitch. Unfortunately, he's going to go around for a little bit of a slip and slide here. We'll hop on board with Adrian and see what happens. Deep into the braking zone. This is going to be a little sharp left-hander. You try and carry the speed, all the momentum that you can here. Unfortunately, it's a little bit too much speed and too much momentum carried there for Impulse Effect. Adrian Gutierrez looks to drop down to the 5th running spot in class. Benjamin Forand continues to lead out up front. Real quick, as we have continued to approach our way to closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers, to show my appreciation to each and every single one of you. Hey, if you're down there in the vertical broadcast, make sure you mosey your way on over to horizontal land. That's where I'm reading all the chats here tonight. Moonlight Danger saying, keep it up, let's go. Terry saying, woohoo. Brandon Birch saying, get out of there, go, go. Excuse me, that's Logan Stanley rooting on Brandon Birch. Anyways, to show my appreciation to each and every single one of you, I'm going to cut to a quick crank it up. I'm going to let you guys and gals out here in YouTube land enjoy the sights and sounds here from Barber Motorsports Park. I'll be right back with you up here in the booth. slowly crank this puppy back down. Sean, stand back up here with you in the booth. Once again, thank each and every single one of you joining here tonight as we once again continue to crest our way closer and closer to 1,000 SSN subscribers. Huge merch giveaway when we get there, so make sure you are here for it. Tell your neighbor, tell your grandma, tell your pet as well, as we're going to, what are we, only 50 subscribers away from it now. Benjamin Forand, he is only 5.7 second gap here for the race lead after Warren Johnson continued to show real nice pace in practice as well as the qualifying session there. League owner continued to sit right where he started. Brandon Birch is up 7 spots gained since the drop of the green flag here tonight. That's Stam Studio Network, VehicleBuyers.com. Mazda MX-5, also a real-life Apex Motor Club driver. Brandon Birch, he's continuing to show it here to the field of the rest of these Mazda MX-5s. And real quick, I know we have quite a few of you just now joining us in here tonight. Let's hop on board and see what happened to Brandon Birch here on the original drop of the green flag. As real quick, we're about to hit our competition caution mark in about a minute or two. So you try to drop a gear and disappear here on the race restart. Look at the bump draft. Oh, a little bit of too much bump draft in there. There you see Brandon Birch into the back of Stone Colby, but it looks like everything is going to be a-okay here. And then we're going to head into turns 2 and 3, the long sweeping portions of Barber Motorsports Park, heading back up the elevation-hungry portion of the track in 4, 5, and 6. Man, Brandon Birch just continues to slice and dice his way through the field, even though the Mazda MX-5 car really isn't the fastest car here tonight. Alrighty, we are at the 15th minute here in the race, but we are going to wait about 5 to 6 more turns because it makes it a little bit easier on race control here when the competition caution is thrown at about turn 13 here tonight at Barber Motorsports Park. Warren Johnson, he continues to run second. Brandon Birch third overall, but leading that Mazda MX-5 class. Daniel Higgins running in the final driver interview spot of GR86 right there behind him. Don't count her out, just out of this final driver interview spot for that GR86 class. It's going to be Miss Amethyst Reese, only 5/10 of a second back there behind. Daniel Parmalee continues to run in the 6th overall spot. Excuse me, that is 2nd place in the Mazda MX-5 class, as he's got Andrew Bound right there out and behind him. Here we go. Here we're going to have the competition caution, the yellow flag finally thrown here tonight. Yep, there you see it. We're going to slow and roll all these drivers right back down. I don't believe there are any wave rounds here tonight, so this is going to be a little quicker competition caution that we have seen in times past. So as we get these drivers scrunched and bunched back up here together, thank you all for joining in here tonight. Once again, look at Joe Rainey. He's barely still out there on the lead lap. Competition caution came out at a better time for him. We'll be right back with you here on Stam Studio Network. I'll be right. Thank each and every single one of you here, and we'll take a quick word from one of our sponsors and affiliates.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
welcome in, welcome back in here, Stamp Studio Network. My name is Sean Stamp, producing, directing, commentating the show here tonight. Speaking of tonight, it is not only the third to last race of the season for the MultiClass series, but it's with these point standings are continuing to grow ever closer. Before we take a look at the point standings, yeah, we're probably gonna have one more lap here. Okay, just double checking. So now we can take a look at these point standings. Remember, no Josh Hunter here tonight, but Daniel Higgins continues to run third in class. That's going to probably, I think, shoot Daniel Higgins out of a cannon to the race lead in the points with only 2 more races to go. Andrew Bound there, he was a little arsey-barsey lap 1 of the race, but he's continuing to sit third in the points. These are unupdated. These are before the drop of the green flag. This Reese, we've seen her fighting it out here tonight. She sits 4th in the points. Ali Xay right there with her. He has also been elbows out. So is Joe Rainey. Warren Johnson continues to sit P2 here tonight. He is focusing up, regrouping, rearming. He's what are we? Yeah, only 2 more races after this one within this multi-class season. So things are going to continue to grow pretty close here between these drivers, as we should get one. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put it the old 1 to green this time. But I mean, look at the winds. I mean, the flags flapping in the wind here tonight. That shows you it's not only tough. It's really, these are really optimal track conditions here tonight. But as far as the wind goes, that could be pushing up there against your car. That is just another thing that iRacing Simulation Motorsports simulates. Look at the big old spider there on the right side. That gave me the old the feel goods there. I might have to do. I'm gonna do 2. I'm gonna regroup and rearm myself up here in the booth, as we have a couple wave rounds here still. So looks like here we go. Goodness gracious, all fields here. All right. Yeah, we're gonna re-rack them, restack them. One more lap here under caution flag conditions. Let's read up here in YouTube chat. Stamp Studio Network race flags sound pretty. Yeah, no kidding there. There you go, Moonlight Dancer. I got you there. Thank you all for joining in once again, especially if you're in the vertical chat, you want your chat read right now. Make sure you mosey your way on over to horizontal land. Terry Stam, Moonlight Dancer, as well as full power on the audio maximum. Okay, hey, that's no biggie. I got you. I'll tone things down here just a tiny little. All right, there we go. Hopefully that. Sorry, I just. As we have a whole nother pace lap here. I'm scared when the voice is a little too loud there, so that's why I like to give, especially these Mazda MX-5s and these Toyota GRD6 engine a chance here, because they're quite frank. Nothing on the drivers, but just here within the sim, they're very lightweight. They're light horsepower cars. So I know audio levels are kind of tricky here for us. So we'll regroup and rearm up here in the booth, as well as down here out on track. What is Stone doing? He was on the gas. Now he's off. Is he just gonna wait for? Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's been a little bit of mix-up here with some wave around, so looks like Stone's going to get on the brakes here, going to wait until the field approaches this time by. Yep, as well as Joe Rainey. This is what I thought. I didn't think that Joan or Rainey or Stone had gotten that wave round, so now they're gonna wait back for it here, as Benjamin Forant will lead us to the green flag this time by. We're making our way through turn, what is this, 6 and 7 and 8 here. This is kind of this, it's not really... I was gonna kind of compare it to the Laguna Seca corkscrew there. No way. It doesn't even come close. But it's pretty. You got the downhill aspect of it there, the downhill chicane part. So I mean, there's similarities, but I have to take that one back. Brandon Burge, Daniel Higgins, Amethyst Reese running 5th, 6th, and 7th overall. Daniel Parmalee running 8th in. Overall, that's 4th in class. Andrew Bound, keep your eye, everybody, on this Samuel L. Jackson machine here on this race restart, because we have seen Andrew Bound here after he's found his way back into the pack here after a few of these race restarts. He's definitely one to show us how to slice and dice, looking like a sushi chef on these race restarts. Lewis Holloway, Adrian Gutierrez, Impulse Effect. Joe Rainey and Jake Steckler rounding out our 13 overall driver field here tonight. All right, we've waited a couple pace laps for it here. Benjamin Forant's going to lead us down here into turn number 1 out of turn number 16, this time by Warren Johnson. Brandon Birch, they're leading that Mazda MX-5 class. Amethyst Reese is already looking down the inside of Daniel Higgins. Barney, the green flag is out. He waves it loud and proud. Here we go down into turns 1 and 2 for the second time on this race restart. Warren Johnson is able to get through down into second place once again. Brandon Birch with a nice, clean, calm, and cordial restart. Here we go. This is not going to be clean, calm, and cordial, as we're going to start to look at Daniel Parmalee and Andrew Bound here. Start to look at some side-by-side between these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. Andrew Bound, Samuel L. Jackson looks down the inside door, quarter clear. Nice move. That's up to P2 in class for Dr. Andrew Bound. Daniel Parmalee will drop back to P3 in class. Lewis Holloway, that Lightning McQueen machine, he'll make his way up to P4 in class, knocking on the final driver interview spot. Impulse Effect right there behind him. Ali Xay drops back to P10 overall. That is P5 in the GR86 class. Back up here to the race lead in GR86. Benjamin Forand, he's going to try and put down some qualifying laps right here. So is Warren Johnson as well. Warren Johnson, he not only was fast in practice, fast in qualifying. Warren Johnson, he has the rabbit to chase right now. Benjamin Forand up there out in front of him. Look at how Warren Johnson is able to get deep into the brakes, and matter of fact, able to keep the GR86 to stick on the track. Scott Adams Development Racing versus Engineering 24 versus 35 here tonight. Benjamin Forand, he's going to come across the stripe, this time by with only a 0.4 second gap to that lead. Benjamin Forand, he's got about a second over Andrew Bound in the Mazda MX-5 race lead. We're getting to the Argy-Bargy here tonight. 15 minutes to go. Warren Johnson's going to try to open up the corner. Warren Johnson to the outside. Does he have what it takes to be able to make it stick? No, no, no. Warren Johnson, regroup, rearm here for the battle for the race lead. Benjamin Forand starts to get a rear view mirror full of that Miss Amethyst Reese Nyan Cat GR86 machine as well. Ooh, let us know who's going to take it here tonight. Brandon Birch playing the defense of a century here. I know we got some college football starting out here this weekend. Brandon Birch is looking like he's got the CFB playoffs on his rear bumper, continuing to hold off Amethyst Reese for P3 overall. Warren Johnson with a little bit of a slip up there. He's going to fall back 0.2 of a second to the race lead as Andrew Bound continues to work his way up into that P4 overall spot. That's P2 that he's running in the Mazda MX-5 Cup car. Adrian Gutierrez, he's going to run some defense here as he's going to have Stone Colby. Both Stone Colby and Joe Rainey had to start at the rear of the pack on this race restart. Side by side between Adrian Gutierrez. He goes for a jump off those rumble strips there. Stone Colby, nice pass around the outside line for P4 in Mazda MX-5. He's going to try to bring Joe Rainey, that Rainey Holmes racing machine, right there with him. Holloway unfortunately falls back here to P7 in the Mazda MX-5 class as these drivers have their elbows out here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park. Sweet home Alabama, where the skies are so blue. Sweet home Alabama, Brandon Birch may be coming home to you because he just made the pass over Warren Johnson. Here's a quick race replay of it here as rear. Well, before we take a look at it, does Warren Johnson have anything else for that rear bumper of Brandon Birch? Doesn't look like it. All right, here's a quick look at this race replay. Look at that, even though with that big old rear wing on the back end of the GR86, I mean, Brandon Birch is able to tappy, ballerina foot the brake pedal there in the Mazda MX-5. Brandon Birch up to P2, but for how long? As he only has a 0.3 second gap over Warren Johnson. As here comes Miss Amethyst Reese once again. Andrew Bound starting to join the battle as well. Only 11 minutes to go. 50 subscribers until 1,000 here on Stam Studio Network. This is why you watch here, the West Coast Sim Racing League. We are still side by side, 30 minutes into the race. Warren Johnson, league owner, up to the final driver interview spot overall. But now he goes four-wheeling. Here comes Amethyst Reese down the inside. Oh, no, she doesn't, because she gets contact. She's going to take out Dr. Andrew Bound. Daniel Higgins involved as well. No, no, no. Amethyst Reese, she's going to try and wiggle and jiggle it out. Oh, no, she's going to take it down into the pits there is what's going to happen. Lewis Holloway makes it through. That Samuel L. Jackson machine is probably, look at the door this time by. That's probably what Andrew Bound looks like right now here behind the wheel. Oh, no. All right, here's a quick look at this race replay here. Nope. All right, we're gonna have to get the old the bifocals out here tonight, as well as the old the dump truck here tonight, because we're gonna have to reverse this one out here. Warren Johnson, he goes wide. Warren Johnson tries to slip it and slide it down the inside, but not quite clear of the Andrew Bound Samuel L. Jackson Mazda MX-5. Down and around Amethyst Reese goes. Daniel Higgins somehow finds his way. Oh, no, he doesn't. That's some pretty heavy contact there for that number 1 of the Daniel Higgins GR86. All right, one more backup here from the old dump truck machine, because I'm curious to look at the drone camera shots here at it, because, okay, Warren Johnson once again with the four-wheel in there. He's definitely, Warren, he keeps it on the outside of the track. Matter of fact, even the third seam. So I think it was just maybe an overreaction there, and just not able to really stick it out where these drivers were hoping to be able to do so. But even though Warren Johnson goes for a four-wheel adventure there out there behind him, I know he's got some forerunner, some driving capabilities there behind the wheel. He's going to try and four-wheel it and keep these four wheels back on the tarmac here tonight, as he is right on Brandon Birch's rear bumper for the second overall running position, although these are two completely different manufacturers, two completely different cars. This is one Mazda MX-5, one Toyota GR86. We continue to see how close these cars are here out on pace. There's a little bit of more downforce within that Toyota GR86, side by side for overall P2 here tonight. Nice pass there. Here's some more side-by-side. Warren Johnson up to the race P2 position here, as this battle is still not over. Look at this gaggle. Look at this blanket. 8.5 minutes here to go from Barber Motorsports Park. And this is not only Mazdas. This is these Toyota GR86s as well. This field is staggered from fourth on back. Toyota GR86 Mazda. Toyota GR86 Mazda. If you look at the left side of your screen real quick, this is the one time I'll do it here tonight. This is our overall running positions. So this is classes not separated at the moment on timing and scorings. Benjamin Forans continues to lead with a 3-second gap over another Toyota GR86. The Mazda MX-5 of Brandon Birch continues to lead in his class with a about some 8, 9, 10, 11-second gap over Daniel Parmalee. Stone Colby, how about Stone here for the vehiclebuyers.com machine. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, vehiclebuyers.com, overstockvehicles.com as well. Stone Colby, after having to restart this competition caution here at the rear end of the field. I know he's probably frustrated in the moment, but yeah, you got to shout out here this Stone Colby. Not only does he have patience like a Stone, but he has the racecraft like a have one set up for there. He's got racecraft like a Stone Colby as well. He's continuing to fight it out here tonight, running in the 6th position overall, trying to knock on that rear bumper of Ali XA right up out there in front of him. In front of Stone, it is 2 Toyota GR86s belonging to Ali XA and Daniel Higgins. Right now, this is our closest battle out here on the track. To show my appreciation to each and every single one of you here as we continue to crest our way closer to the white and checkered flag here tonight, with a little bit of a lockup there for Stone Colby. Go ahead, final time here tonight. Enjoy the sights and sounds here tonight from Barber Motorsports Park, GR86 versus Mazda MX-5 Cup. this is your one and final warning. Going to crank this puppy back down as we have Benjamin Forand continuing to lead out here out up front over Warren Johnson. Warren Johnson with the show of a century here tonight as he continues to run some very, very nice lap times, especially here this late in the run. You got the fuel burn. You also have these tires that are just no longer here underneath you. Warren Johnson continuing to have a really nice run here tonight, as well as this battle here for P5 and P6 overall. This is Stone Colby. He's worked his way up to P2 in the Mazda MX-5 Cup Car class, but Ali Xe is not done out of this battle just yet. We saw some trading paint there during our Crank It Up segment there. Driver number 19. I know I wouldn't count out this GR86 here just quite yet, but now that we've seen Stone Colby work his way around, I think Stone Colby's got the pace here tonight to reel in Daniel Higgins up there in front of him. Only a second gap separating these front two drivers. And if you look there, bottom right of your screen, that is the lap time differential. That's a lot of green for Stone Colby there. That's lap 16, 17, 19, 20. Not only faster, but I mean, we're looking at almost a whole second faster lap 17, almost 3 whole seconds faster their lap 16 as well. This Reese says, don't count me out here, just out of it just yet. I mean, I know at Barber Motorsports Park, it's really, it's a hybrid. You have the long straight, or well, you have a long straight, a medium straight, you call it. But you also have the tight technical portions of the track, and that's what we have seen present time and time. Very nice passing zones here for these GR86 versus Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. Here we go. Ali Xe is going to try it once again, at least try and set up the crossover move. Not able to make it happen. Stone Colby up to P5 overall. That's once again P2 in the Mazda MX-5 Cup car. Daniel Parmalee right here behind this battle, starting to try and reel them in, as if they do start to look side by side, well, he will look for a little bit of run for the money, excuse me. Daniel Higgins with only 3.5 minutes to go in this race, as there were some more side-by-side leading on each other. Once again, I think I saw at the corner of my eyeball, Stone Colby, he's continuing to somehow hold off Ali Xe. We have seen so much side drafting, so much back and forth, as well as even some beating and some banging, but that is what makes these Mazda MX-5s and these GR86 cars the classes of their own. You have to beat and bang to possibly make a pass action. Here we go, side by side once again. Stone Colby, he's going to have what will be the outside line this time by. He's going to have to regroup himself, as he's not going to have it out of the tough chicane. Ali Xe, it is so hard to really shove it a little bit too deep within that corner there. Ali Xe barely able to keep it on the racetrack, but here comes Stone Colby. Oh, I thought he had the passing opportunity there. He goes a little too deep. Now he's going to have to regroup himself here with only 2 minutes left to go in this race. Also with these lap times ranging in the 137.24s, we're going to see the white flag out here tonight. This is the final lap. Barney the flagman is waving the surrender flag loud and proud. Here comes Warren Johnson across the stripe, P2. Brandon Birch continues to lead in Mazda MX-5, P3 overall. But right now, the closest battle out here on track, it's still raining between Ali Xe and Stone Colby. Ali Xe runs 4th in the GR86 class. Stone finally, I believe, gave it up here after Ali Xe had a run down the inside. Here's a quick look at this pass for P5 overall. Oh man, Ali Xe barely able to keep all fours on the tarmac there, up into P5. Overall, he finds himself as Stone Colby goes for another drift. Stone is just putting it all out here tonight. There's no way this rear ARB is hooked on this Mazda MX-5 machine. Stone is just leaving it all out here on the track here tonight after a white flag lap. These drivers are putting it all out here, trying to do anything that they can to catch the car out here in front of them. I think if you're Warren Johnson, that's the opposite story there. Warren, you just got to try and keep this car out here underneath you here for 4 more turns to go from sweet home Alabama, Barber Motorsports Park. Benjamin Forand, he not only slapped it out here on the pole tonight, he put down the fastest lap of the session, fastest lap in our practice session as well. Here Here we go, Benjamin Forehand, Scott Adams, driver development, driver of the Toyota GR86, number 35. He'll make his way across the stripe. Congratulations, Benjamin Forehand. Checkered flag is out here. Benjamin Forehand will take it away here from Barber Motorsports Park. Warren Johnson, P2 in class. Brandon Birch, Brandon Birch, VehicleBuyers.com machine, Mazda MX-5. Not only is he Mach 2 into the outside wall, but Brandon Birch is our Mazda MX-5 race winner here tonight. Ali XA falls back there to P5 overall. Stone Colby somehow, some way makes his way up to P2 in that Mazda MX-5 class. Dr. Andrew Bound will make his way up to P4. Daniel Parmalee makes home that final driver interview spot as in the Mazda MX-5 class. Here comes Lewis Holloway back and around the stripe, this time by for Camber X Caster, driver 93. Lightning McQueen here across the stripe. He'll bring it home P6. That's 10th overall. Joe Rainey will bring it home 9th overall. That is 5th in class. Adrian Gutierrez, Impulse Effect, looking like that Mazda MX-5 has definitely seen better days. Right there, right behind him as well. That can't be healthy. That is not good there for Joe Rainey, and I think that's Brandon Birch there. We're going to have to, hopefully, if these drivers are still with us, get some interviews in a few moments' time. Thank you all for joining here with us. We'll get some official race results scrolling across your screen, as well as some live driver interviews for both classes. Stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. I'll be right back with you. Benjamin Forehand, Warren Johnson, Brandon Birch, Daniel Higgins, Ali XA, Stone Colby, Daniel Parmalee, Andrew Bound, Joe Rainey, Lewis Holloway, Adrian Gutierrez, Amethyst Reese, Jake Steckler round out the top 13 here tonight, but it'll be Benjamin Forehand, Warren Johnson, Daniel Higgins in the GR86 class live and driver interview booth, as well as Brandon Birch coming away with Mazda MX-5 race win, Stone Colby P2, Daniel Parmalee. Stick with us here. I'll be right back with you after a quick break here on SSN. Alrighty, welcome back here, Stam Studio Network. My name is Sean Stam, and I am live here in virtual Victory Lane with the man, the myth, the legend here tonight, Scott Adams, driver development. Benjamin Forehand, you got yourself a copy here tonight, man.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, what was going through your mind as you continue to run lap after lap after lap, trying to run away from a hard-charging Warren Johnson and Brandon Birch?
Yeah, main things was try to not mess up on the restarts. That seems to be my thing. So keep the car under me on the restart. I did that, almost lost it, but I kept it. And then just like I knew I had 36s in me, so I was just trying to run that. I was hoping that Warren would get caught up in a little bit of traffic, which I think he did with the Miata, so that helped.
Well, Benjamin, congratulations on another race win here for the West Coast Sim Racing MultiClass series here. If you could, I bet that you probably have some time here in both classes of cars. If you could, what's the biggest difference here that you could describe between a GR86 and a Mazda MX-5 car within the sim racing universe?
Yeah, so here I was actually almost going to do the MX-5s, but they're very slidey, which is fun. I think on this track, it kind of fits it. The GRs, the setup is a little tight, but I was able to work around it a little. So I think the MX-5s would be much more fun to drive here.
Man, you nailed it, Benjamin. I saw quite a few of those Mazda drivers getting that rear end yacht out there tonight, looking like some Formula Drift drivers. But we saw the pace here from you tonight, driver number 35. Is there anybody who makes this all possible for you to come out and race with us week in and week out here? Continue to show some really nice pace.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you, Sean, for broadcasting, and Warren, the league, everyone that races with us. I know we had some incidents tonight, so hopefully not too hard feelings. And then, yeah, shout out to Scott Adams again. He's always been a help.
Well, appreciate that, Benjamin Forian. That goes a long way there behind the scenes. And of course, man, you have a great rest of your night.
Thanks, you too. See you Monday.
Congrats, Ben.
All righty, how about it? The old league owner here, Warren Johnson, got yourself a copy.
I'm here, brother. How you doing, man?
Doing good. Great to see you live here in the Podium Finishers broadcast booth here, Warren. You showed some very nice pace here tonight. What takes some pace here from Barber Motorsports Park, especially in a GR86?
A whole lot of stuff, I guess. It's I don't know. I don't think I was all that fast. The qualifying, I don't know how well, Benjamin came and took pole. I thought I was on pole, and then he came in late.
Last second.
Yeah, that was cool for him. So that was good. I mean, I don't know what I probably would have spun out on pole anyways, but it was a fun race. I mean, what's it take? I mean, the draft wasn't really as good as I thought it would be, and I kind of lost Benjamin anyways pretty quickly. He was flying, and I was kind of managing pace with Brandon, trying to make sure not to mess him up, but also trying to catch draft from him. And then so that kind of slowed us down a little bit, but that's just inevitable. That's not Brandon or anything at all. But Benjamin just took off. Like he was doing good. I had a couple little like offs that just kind of took some time that just did not, it took me out of the draft of his. And it definitely eased his nerves, if anything. So, because at the restart, I don't know if you saw how squirrely Benjamin was when I was right behind him. He was freaking out, it seemed. Or it might have just been cold tires. But I thought he was going to make a mistake, and then I made mistakes. But it was a fun race overall. Glad for the P2.
Man, a lot of fun to watch. We're in some cat and mouse action happening here tonight on track. It was congratulations on your podium finish. Who we shouting out here for you, man, here tonight?
Just all the drivers, of course, that come and race in this league. Really appreciate everyone driving here and supporting our league. And this is a cool thing for me to do. I really enjoy doing this and setting this up for everybody. So it makes me happy when everyone drives and stuff. And all these guys have been consistent. They've been giving me their Mondays and Thursday nights every week. So it's like really appreciative of that. For you, Sean, for doing all the broadcasting, of course, as always. The Apex guys, again, of course, they come every week. They support our league. We support their league. So it was, if you want to race Miatas, like you saw tonight, join their league. They do badass Wednesday night races. They're super fun. There was a crazy race last night. That was fun in the booth. And they do Sunday nights, just like random fun tracks and cars. And who else? I think that's it. Just my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And, he makes it all possible. So all glory to God. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Warren. Have a great rest of your night, man.
You as well.
All right, I'm going to go in overall order here tonight. We're going to tackle old Brandon Birch. Brandon, got yourself a copy, man.
What's going on?
All righty. I'm doing pretty well up here. Congratulations on the class win. What was going through your mind is, it was back and forth there with Warren Johnson up there. If there was no Ben here tonight, this would have been for the race lead.
Yeah, it was a good time. Warren and I were going back and forth and I was getting some draft from him. He was getting a little bit of draft from me too. So that was fun overall. I wish some of the other guys were, obviously they spun at the beginning, so there was a gap, and I always wish everybody was all in it together the whole time. But it was still a good time. It's a fun track in these cars.
Well, Brandon, I know that you have some time in these Mazda MX-5s as well as these GR86s. In your minds, other than the big old rear wing and the little bit of difference downforce level that you have, what's the biggest difference between a Mazda MX-5 Cup car and GR86 here within the iRacing universe?
GR86 is definitely more planted. The Mazdas, you got to fight it a little bit more. So I think it's a more fun car to drive for sure. You got to actually drive the car, and you're sliding it around some of the corners and trying to keep it underneath you. So I definitely picked the Mazda over the GRs for sure, but it's definitely the GR's way more planted in all the turns.
Man, gonna need that here at a tough technical elevation hungry track like Barber Motorsports Park. Brandon Birch, congratulations on the class win once again. Who makes it all possible for you, man?
of course, you for broadcasting. It's always fun to go back and watch, and Warren putting on the league, and vehiclebuyers.com if you want to sell a car, overstockedvehicles.com if you want to buy a car, and Logan's always in the chat cheering for everybody, and it's fun stuff.
Couldn't have been said any better than that, Logan. We see you right there popping off, rooting on Brandon Birch for his class win. Congratulations, Brandon. Have a great rest of your night, man.
Thanks, you too.
Believe we're gonna catch up now with Daniel Higgins, P3 in that GRD6 class. Daniel, Sean Stam up here in the booth. Got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
All right, Daniel. A little bit of a slip and slide action there earlier on in the race, but no harm, no foul. Somehow you make your way up here for the final driver interview spot in your class. Walk us through your race here briefly, man, tonight. What was going through your mind as you tried to put your head down and try to gain some more lap time?
Oh yeah, it was a roller coaster. I just kept going backwards. I didn't qualify that well, and then it was tough with the traffic with the Miatas, and I had an early spin with Amethyst. It looks like it was a pretty bad net code, but I think she would have came off that curb and hit me anyway. But it was all good. I wasn't mad or anything, and I appreciate her giving a lot back in that first half run. So everything was good there, and then I tried to come back. I felt like I had pace for maybe it's a top two. Ben was really fast tonight, so was Warren. Honestly, all the GRs were fast tonight. It was pretty tough. But I was driving super hard, way too hard, trying to get past everyone and get back up because I knew I needed a good finish here tonight. And yeah, I had a crazy save. I thought I was in the wall. I thought my night was over with. And yeah, I just tried to get a podium and salvage the night, but just wasn't my night.
And the points continue to run pretty close. It'll definitely help you out here tonight, as there's no Josh Hunter, so that helps. You're gonna beat Andrew Bound out there overall, so it'll be a little bit of a gain there in the points over into P1. Not sure if you'll quite surpass him, but only 2 races left in the season. So it'll be fun to watch, Daniel, and best of luck to you going forward.
Yeah, thank you. Not sure where Josh was tonight, but he's in a pretty good spot in the last 2 races, and yeah, it was good that I beat Bound tonight, and hopefully I can get a top 2 in the points. But thank you for commentating, and thank you to Warren and everyone.
Hey, thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that, and keep up your hard work there behind the scenes. Follow some what is it, DH bets? What is it? I follow it there on Instagram. I'm gonna start tracking and following you there.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a few Instagram accounts, so I appreciate the follow. I got you back.
I appreciate it, man. I saw the old Willie B. I might be right there with you this weekend, live from Darlington. Thank you, Daniel, and have a great rest of your night, man.
You as well. Love the 24.
Alrighty, gonna catch up here with Ali Xay. Ali, you got yourself a copy. There's Sean up here in the booth. All right, we'll quickly cut it here to Stone, and then I believe Daniel Parmalee for P2 and P3 Mazda MX-5. Stone, if you got yourself a copy, Sean up here in the virtual Victory Lane broadcast booth.
What's up, Sean?
Hey, Stone, man, I'm feeling here for you. I saw it happen there on the race restart. Had to restart the back of the field, but at least you put on a show for the fans here for us. It was a lot of fun to watch us slice and dice your way up through that Mazda field, as well as some GRD6s.
Yeah, no, it was tough. That spin that happened to me, I think it was on the first or second lap. It was just a dumb mistake. I was already sliding in that corner, and I decided to downshift on top of drifting it already, and it just locked up. And then Andrew tried to knock me straight, which I appreciate that, but unfortunately it gave him front end damage, and then I just slapped right into Joe's front end. So him and I both kind of got screwed, but it's what it is. Yeah, no, I mean, it was fun coming through the pack. Those GRs they're hard to get through just because the Mazdas are faster in certain spots, but so are the GRs. It's like almost 50-50. And like unfortunately trying to catch the pace car and do the wave around and everything, I never had a chance to cool down the tires. So my tires were shot for like the last probably, I don't know, 8-9 laps. And so, but all in all, I mean, it was a good race, you know, rubbing some fenders, and I got some front quarter damage on the last few laps, but that's racing, and yeah, no, it was a good time.
Man, it looks like it out there, Stone. I can't wait till the off season, just a couple races time, when I can finally get back out here on track with you guys. But until then, I guess I'll keep my pace up here in the old broadcast commentary booth. But in all seriousness, though, Stone, so much fun to watch you. We know that you're about to get back to some real life racing here, as well as once the weather cools down a little bit more, some Apex Motor Club action. What are you looking for in this upcoming race season? Not in sim racing, but as really real life racing coming up, man.
Honestly, I want to dominate. I got a good car. I got good confidence in the car. I've been driving throughout the summer a little bit, and times are good. Consistency's there, and so I want to put it together. So and definitely put on a show for that first broadcast on October 25th.
Oh God. Speaking of that, I gotta get the old everything situated there. So thanks for the reminder, Stone, on that, and best of luck to you. Not only virtual but real life racing season coming up, man.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you and everything you do there for us behind the scenes. Stone Colby coming away P2 Mazda MX-5, and then I believe final driver interview spots here tonight. Let me double check. Still no Ali XA. So Daniel Parmalee, I'm loving the Discord picture there. Daniel got yourself a copy, man.
Yeah, hey, Sean.
Alrighty, Hank Hill. I mean, Daniel's going to bring it home in the final driver interview spot here tonight. Daniel, we saw some beating, some banging. We saw your teammate take away with the overall race win here tonight. What was Barber Motorsports Park like here for you, back behind the wheel of the 64?
I mean, I love Barber in general, and the Global MX-5 Cup is probably one of my favorites in iRacing. I mean, I drove them both a lot, and you know, the Cup car, as the other said, is pretty loose, and the rear end is just so free. I really prefer that kind of a setup, so you can just break it free a little bit on corner entry and slide it, which, you know, loose is as fast as what they say. So pretty fun time. I was really looking forward to this one tonight.
Man, a lot of fun to watch. Like you said there, that rear end gets a little bit loosey-goosey. Slap a rear wing on it. No, I'm just kidding. Then you got a GRD6. But in all seriousness, though, Daniel, congratulations on your podium finish. Is there anybody who makes it all possible for your race week in, race week out to come out here and put it up on the podium?
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoy racing with the group here. Shout out to all those competitors. We had a pretty solid race, and always want to give a huge thanks to Scott Adams Driver Development. He's my driver coach here in Texas. Really helps me improve the pace and the racecraft, and just getting comfortable with, you know, sliding that car out. And obviously, Sean, love hearing you commentate on it, and always makes the races that much more entertaining.
You make me tear up here, Daniel. I appreciate that, and thank you to Scott Adams Driver Development. It's obviously working here. Driver podium finish, Mazda MX-5, and Benjamin Forant coming away with overall race win. Daniel, thank you so much here, buddy, and have a great rest of your night, man.
You too, Sean. See ya.
Thank you so much. That's going to just about do it here tonight on the old Stam Studio Network. Continuing to crest our way to 1,000 subscribers here. Tell your grandma, tell your neighbor, tell your doggy as well. It's okay if you got to make another account for him. I appreciate every single one of you joining us live on YouTube land. We had Neil join us late in the race, Moonlight Dancer, Terry, as well as Logan. Who wins the... Terry's going to come away with the chat win here tonight. Moonlight Dancer, a close P2. Logan, Jay Hunter, and Neil tied 4th and 5th in the YouTube chat. Thank you, everybody, sincerely, from the bottom of my heart. I thank each and every single one of you, from subscriber number 1 up to subscriber number 951 now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart until what is, I guess Monday for some more West Coast Sim racing action. Well, I want to thank each and every single one of you one more time. There we go. Got it off my chest. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night.